All right, well, today we're going to be taking our new car hauler bus setup to its first event. Pretty excited about this. This is going to be the first real test of this thing. Loading it up with all of our stuff, taking it to the track, and getting to use it at the track. We've driven it. We drove it home from Maryland. We've tinkered with it here in the yard. We've ordered parts and we have upgrades planned for it, but we haven't got a chance to use it for its intended purpose of throwing a car in it, throwing all our stuff in it, and going and spending a weekend out at the track. And this is our first time that we're gonna get to really use this thing, put it through its paces, and see what it's like. So I'm pumped. I'm excited to see what this thing drives like, fully loaded up. There's a lot of things. So that being said, we do have a lot to do though. We got a lot of stuff to get loaded in here for this weekend, so we're gonna get to it. All right guys, before we get too deep into today's video, I wanted to talk to you about today's video sponsor, AG1. So AG1 is foundational nutrition that has been curated to support your entire body's health. I'm talking gut health, immunity, energy and focus, all of those things, all in one simple, effective, and did I mention simple package? That is huge for me because I'm being pulled in so many different directions. We're getting ready for an event, or we've got a new build that we're trying to plan out and get parts for. There's so many things going on. I can't even keep track of all of them, let alone some complicated health routine. Whereas with AG1, it is simple. One scoop, 8 to 12 ounces of cold water. I shake it up, I drink it first thing in the morning before I head out to the shop, and I'm good to go, I'm ready for the day. Just getting that foundational nutrition is huge for me. I mean, I feel so much better throughout the day, but really the biggest thing is the energy and the focus. You know, most of the time we're running behind, we're always coming down to the wire getting ready for an event, and we're working until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and we're not eating well, and we're running ourselves on the ragged edge. And to be able to have that energy and that focus to push through to the finish line when we're doing these trips is really invaluable. It is absolutely incredible. On top of all of that, on top of all the benefits, they actually made it taste really good. Hats off to the curators of AG1 because I don't know how they pack so much nutrition into a simple, effective package that actually still tastes good. That blows my mind. So smooth, especially with some nice cold water. A1. So that being said, if you're interested in trying it out for yourself, head to drinkag1.com/Taylor Ray with 2 R's to get started on your first purchase. AG1 is going to give you guys a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2, as well as 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. It's a great way to try it out and see if it improves your day-to-day quality of life as much as it did for me. For me, it's been a game changer and there is no turning back. So that being said, huge shout out to AG1 for sponsoring this video, but as always, we got a lot to do. We need to get back to it. So before we load this thing up, we have to give it a quick wash. Race cars are kind of tricky to wash because you can't just soak them down. You've got open windows and cavities everywhere. You don't want to get the whole inside wet and your seats wet. So it's a very precise wash, but this thing was super filthy. It was dirty. We need to get it clean. We try to stay on top of cleaning it, but it's just a little bit challenging at times. But now that we've got it cleaned up, it's time to get it loaded up. think that's it. Close the cabinets. Go enjoy the AC. All right. Car is loaded in and strapped down. Bada bing, bada boom. Should be frigid, and oh my goodness, it is icy in here. Had the AC running while we load up. We finally got this thing connected to shore power. Oh man, it's so nice. But this is my favorite part, walking through the living room, through the kitchen, race car. So cool. Man, it is nice in there right now. All right, so if you come over here, we're only bringing 8 pairs of tires with us to this event because we might not even need that many. Plus we've got 2 totes back there that won't normally be there. They'll normally be packed away between the cabinets and the toolbox. Same with some of this other stuff as well. Will all be packed away. But for right now, I'm just leaving it out in the open, so. All right, bus is all loaded up, all locked down, ready to go for tomorrow. Hopefully we're good to head out first thing in the morning. I swear every time loading the trailer, we always forget 1 or 2 things that we need to throw in there. Like I just thought of the one wheels.
Oh man, those are crucial.
Always forget something. We're gonna put the last things in and we'll probably think of something else tomorrow morning. And then we should be ready to hit the road, see how this thing drives fully loaded up for the first time and see what it's like at the track. I'm looking forward to it. So pick this back up tomorrow.
We out, baby. Nice job, partner.
Yeah, that was good. I was surprised.
Let's go.
They gonna like grab dirt and mold it, and then people grab that.
Smile, you're on camera. Yeah, I have the camera on. Let's go.
That's convenient, so if it starts overheating, we're obviously the worst. Hopefully you can catch it with them.
Yeah, at least you know.
Yeah. Supra?
I know, I saw that. All these people drifting, like what the hell? Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying like this thing down here.
Well, she's hyped.
It was.
Some girl.
Dude, he's really been great lately.
Made it, boys.
Make sure this is good.
Yep.
Let's go.
Tell Tommy to come aboard.
Perimeter.
Alright, check it out. We're semi set up, car's unloaded. We need to use the deck as a viewing platform. So we're out here at OSW for, this is a learner's day. So basically people sign up and then people instruct and give them tips and tricks, and they learn how to do the basic stuff, donuts and stuff. And then tonight, it's just a regular night event. So this is our first bus experience at the track, and so far so good. Dude, we got both ACs cranking. It is frigid in here. Oh, sorry, ran into the wall. Oh, it's so nice in here. So good. So good. Oh, there goes Tommy. Yeah, we got the AC rocking in here. We've got some ideas for some bus upgrades. So one thing we like to do, basically switch these doors out, make one big aluminum door that flips open with shocks. So it flips up. One, you could unlatch it from the bottom, you wouldn't have to run the gate up. Two, it would give us basically cover when we're sitting out here if we have the platform up. Three, it would get rid of that struggle we have getting the car out. The vet is just super wide, so it just rubs the doors on the way out. So if we just had one pinch point, it would make it just a little less annoying to deal with. The vet is obscenely wide though. Like, I measured all my other cars out of curiosity, so the vet is almost 81 inches wide. The Monte Carlo big G body is 72 inches wide. My F80 is 74 inches wide. My F80 with the angle kit and the wheels sticking out is still only like 77 inches wide. So it's just way wider than anything else. Jabber jabber. So after the first session on the skid pad, I wanted to take the car out on the oval. However, we had a slight problem. My boost control knob had broken. This is the second one I've broken. It just broke all on its own. And that's not really an issue on the skid pad. We don't need any extra power, any extra boost other than what's on the wastegate spring. However, on the oval, we really need a decent bit of power with this car on these tires all hooked up. So I basically had to go in and retune it and set it up to where the amount of boost I would have added with the dial knob is built into the base tune, reflash everything on, and then we were good to go. We were ready to go out on the oval and try to put down a heater. So we've only got the tires to do about one lap on the oval, and Raldo has said that one of his bucket list ride-along items was to ride along on the bank, you know, nice and high up on the wall, especially in this car. So I was really excited to give him that ride-along. I was like, we got to go now. It's now or never. This is really our only lap we're going to get tonight to do this. So we went ahead and pulled out onto the oval. The other reason I wanted to do a lap on the oval this night was so that we could really load up the clutch, because the skid pad doesn't have a lot of grip and we're not putting down a lot of power, thus there's not a lot of load. And this new clutch, we need to make sure it's going to hold up to a high load, high power, high grip situation, and the bank is all of those things. So we warmed the tires up and we got ready to go for a lap. I'm excited to see what Raldo thinks of this thing on the oval. So after doing our lap on the oval, it was time for our final skid pad session of the night. So we linked back up with Brian. He is super fun to drive with. I really enjoy driving with him. Super smooth lead, super clean, super consistent, which makes it really easy to be aggressive in the chase. And on this run, he gives me the international signal for tap my door, where he slaps on his door, and I had to oblige, give him a door tap. And after this, it was game on. So me and my buddy Brian had just been going lap after lap after lap, and we were having so much fun. There is not much that's more fun in drifting to me than when you get in the groove with your buddy and you're just turning laps and you have full confidence in each other. You can drive with absolute aggression but with very minimal risk. It doesn't get much better than this. I was having a blast.
Moving. There it is. Latch that thing down. That was there.
That was there?
That
Okay.
was there. This was not there.
So maybe that's from like my bumper?
You know what?
Was that there?
That might have been it.
I definitely tapped you this
You
way
got me on
once
this
or
side.
twice.
You don't got to look hard for this side.
That final turn.
Every single one on this side.
Oh my gosh.
But this here, these are a couple. Those aren't just one.
Right, right.
There's at least 8, man. Very good. Very nice work.
Dude, that was awesome.
So solid.
That was so much fun. I bumped you like butt to butt at one point too.
Yeah.
Like quarter to quarter.
No, these are perfect, dude.
Dude, thank you.
Very nice
Thank
work.
you
Thank
for the
you,
awesome
bro.
driving together,
was so
bro.
much
That was
fun.
awesome.
Hell yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, that was so much fun. That was the best. I haven't driven like that in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever driven like that in that car.
Right.
So I'm very
Dude,
stoked.
super hype.
Thank you.
So awesome, man, of course. Lights.
A bus.
Give him a honk. We out.
Let's go.
So we made it home, and then it was time to get this thing unloaded the next day, get everything out of it. I decided that instead of waiting for when Josue came back, I was just going to try to do it by myself, because there's going to be times where I need to get this thing unloaded solo, and I want to make sure that I can do that. And if I can't do that, then we can make some changes to where I can do that. I like being self-sufficient. Fortunately, I have Raldo and Josue, and they are always there to help. But it's nice to know that if you're in a bind, if they're sick, or if there's some problem, you can do it by yourself if you need to. So we started working on unloading it. We've got the process pretty down packed by now. I know what steps I need to make, because there's a lot of little steps that are all quick, but you need to remember the order of operations. You got to take the pins out before you lift the gate up, and so on and so forth. So I got ready. I have the winch line hooked up to it. So I put the little ramps in. I put the wheel chocks in. That way it can't roll off the back. They lock in. That's something I do want to change. I want to make my own wheel chocks that slide in a bit more securely. These just have two little bolts, and set them for this car. This is for the previous owner's car. But little things. There's a bunch of little things we want to do. So basically we're using the winch to keep it from rolling out of control, and then just rolling this thing out the back. I did get it kind of stuck at the door. This thing is wide, and I needed to get just a little bit of turn on the steering wheel, and I couldn't really get to the steering wheel, so that part was a little tricky. But other than that, it really wasn't too bad to get this thing out the door, onto the lift gate, and then get it dropped down to the ground and get the car unloaded and start putting everything back up. So before I close the bus up, I wanted to go ahead and get the car pulled back in the shop. I do not like leaving this thing outside for any extended period of time. It's a race car. That is the one downside about race cars, is they don't have windows, they don't have locks. You kind of got to keep them inside. So once I was done with that, I could go ahead and start closing everything up. So I put all the stuff that's associated with loading, the ramps and the wheel chocks, back in, and then I went ahead and closed the doors. You just drop the lift gate down onto the pins and then winch it up. Now we do have this extra step of having to winch it up and then let it back down to secure the inside ramp, and that is something I definitely want to fix, because it's a nuisance and it adds a whole extra step of having to winch it up and then winch it back down. So that's something we need to fix. But as I said, there's a lot of things, a lot of little things, but a lot of things. All right, well, we got this thing unloaded and parked back in its temporary spot. Long term, we're going to build an RV carport over on the side of the shop where the trailer used to park, and level that out, either asphalt or concrete or gravel, and park it over there. And then ideally we'll just pull it up here to load up. That way we can plug into the RV plug. We have good access straight out of the shop right in. That's kind of the long-term plan. But for right now, this is where it sits, and it is all unloaded and parked back where it goes. And man, I've got to say, I am so happy with how that trip went. Up until that point, like I said earlier, we've only experienced the sacrifice portion of this thing. When it comes to tow rig setups, the more you have at the track, the better things are at the track, the more you have to sacrifice on the drive. So it's a sacrifice on one end or the other. If you're towing an open car trailer with a gas truck, that's a very, very simple setup. You can get in and out of anywhere. It's easy to load up. It's simple. You step up to an enclose, and now it's more work, and you really need a diesel truck, and it's more effort to tow. It's harder to get up the hills and the mountains, all those things. Then you step up to, let's say, a bus or an RV with a trailer. It goes up even more. You step up to a toter home with a stacker, and then it's even that much more. So for every bit you gain at the track, you sacrifice on the driving portion. The more difficult it is to get your stuff to the track, the more work it is. So we've only experienced the sacrifice portion of driving this thing and moving it around and all that stuff. We hadn't got to experience the enjoyment portion, the better portion, what we gain, which is using it at the track. And I gotta say, it exceeded expectations. We only put the front awning out because we need to fix one of the arms in this awning, but just having that one out was mind-blowing. I mean, it goes out really far, it's flat, I cannot wait. It's gonna be so amazing when we have our pit set up. We've got the pit mat out, we've got the full-length awning out, AC's on. Awesome. So we ran the generator the whole time. We ran both ACs for the first half of the day, and then we only ran the one for the second half, and it was great. It was nice and cold in there. I did get the car unloaded by myself. I don't like leaving the car in the trailer or now the bus overnight, so I went ahead and unloaded it. I was also curious to see how hard it would be by myself, and it really wasn't bad. Our biggest struggle, as you can probably tell, is the doors. Now, we could get rid of these, but the benefit of having them is we're able to seal this up, which means we can AC it like I'm doing right now. So that gives us all this living area at the track when the car's unloaded. You know, we could have 2 air mattresses in here if we wanted to, if we were bringing a bunch of people with us. So it's important that we're able to seal this, but I'd like to change it up. I'd like to build a different door. So there's some ideas there. We're gonna work on that, but at least for now it works. We can get the car in and out. We do have plenty of upgrades planned for this thing, and that's kind of the fun part. I like tinkering, I like making things my own, and this project is just right up my alley. So yeah, that being said, it was great. I mean, exceeded expectations for usability at the track. All 3 of us really enjoyed it. You know, we were at the track for 12 hours or so, maybe even a little bit more, and it did not feel like it. It flew by because we had a nice air-conditioned place to go sit in. We were playing music, sitting in comfy chairs. Like, it was really, really cool. I can't get over it. I was so happy, and you know, I'm getting more familiar with driving the bus, so it feels starting to feel second nature now. It really doesn't feel like much more effort than driving my truck with the trailer. Still kind of fit in the same places. I would like to go through the suspension here soon. You know, we do have a decent bit of play in the steering wheel. I think there's always going to be play. The linkages are very long, but I think there's probably some stuff we could replace to tighten that up and maybe tinker with the rear suspension. There's stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I could go on and on about all the plans we have for this thing, but we got to use it as it is. It works. It does everything we need it to do, and it's real cool and really enjoyable. I had a great time. So yeah, that being said, let me know what your thoughts are on the new bus here. I am absolutely loving it. I'm loving it. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions on other things that we should do or look at or work on, there's a list. We're developing a longer and longer list by the day, but again, that's kind of the fun of it. I would like to paint or wrap it. Maybe we'll do it ourselves. It's a big flat surface area. It shouldn't be that complicated. And obviously we're gonna keep the stainless down here, the polished. But yeah, like I said, I could go on and on, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But for now, that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I sure hope I'll get to see you next time. Goodbye.